we can see, the winds are pretty fierce right here.
This water is coming in quickly.
And this storm is far from being over.
The storms may have passed, but the damage remains.
Let me tell you, man, the aftermath is still here.
From Florida to Texas,
It's a different place. The soul has been taken out of the Gulf Coast.
communities have been destroyed
There's families who have nothing. Life as they know it stopped.
and lives shattered.
Without somebody to help them, there's no way we're gonna make it.
The Extreme Makeover design team can't fix it all,
You almost think, how can one person make a difference?
but we can make a start.
Usually what we do is help out one family and build a house in 7 days. But with this, it just felt like that wasn't gonna cut it. We had to do more.
The rebuilding begins in New Orleans,
We need help, we need a lot of help.
restoring the sounds,
If we can replace some of these instruments that these guys lost, then we can start a healing process.
rebuilding the faith,
This church has done nothing in the past but give back and help other people. They can't do that now.
and renewing the memories.
Maybe we can bring some of these back.
I hope so.
Help and hope is on the way.
This is joy. This is joy.
This is Extreme Makeover Home Edition, After the Storm.
You wouldn't be human if you didn't feel like somehow you wanted to help in some way, to do something.
We have no food, we have no water. We don't have nothing.
And we seem like to be forgot about out here.
It's flooded, it's about 6 feet. My house is underwater. I have the 3-year-old and a newborn. So we're thousands of people, and they have people who need to get out.
Hot, aggravated. Just wanted to come out and see about getting us out of here.
We are in a disaster.
We'll make it through.
Wow. Okay, guys, Paulie, Eduardo, Paige, and Michael. This week, we're heading to the place that was hit hardest by the recent storms. We're heading to New Orleans. As you guys know, New Orleans and the surrounding areas were absolutely devastated by Hurricane Katrina. And honestly, most of this town is abandoned. Over 70% of the people that lived here have had to move to live someplace else. And the town, who knows if it'll ever be the same. So this week, we're gonna find some projects that really help out this whole community at once, and hopefully be able to bring some people back home to New Orleans, okay?
All right. Gotcha.
Take a look at this video and you're gonna see some of the people we're gonna try and help out this week.
Hi, I'm Charles J. Southall III, and I'm the 7th pastor of the First Emanuel Baptist Church.
The First Emanuel Church has always been there for the community of New Orleans, and now they're needed more than ever.
This church here, this is a landmark. This church here serves so many purposes.
We believe that the church is a vital element of the community.
Pastor Southall and his whole congregation are dedicated to giving back to this community. And before the storm, that's just what they did. In fact, they ran a daycare center out of the church so that they could take care of the kids while parents went to work. They also ran a kitchen so they could feed the hungry and the homeless.
We see the needs of the community. We offer our services. It's not a solicitation to join. It's basically saying, we're here.
But in the storms, the church took on a lot of damage, and most of the resources they had to help out their community were ruined.
The need is tremendous. Our capacity to meet that need is nowhere near the need.
And if we can help out the church, we can rebuild the church, I think we can bring back the neighborhood. So there are a lot more people in this area that could use our help. Now, St. Bernard Parish is just a stone's throw from the center of New Orleans. Now, the people of St. Bernard Parish are literally still struggling to survive. And for the people who lost everything, one of the most painful things is the things that you lost that you can't replace. Stuff that's gone forever.
This is our home. That's was.
Pretty much lost everything. We're
basically what we're looking for is photos.
We have obviously lost years and years of memories in our photographs and yearbooks, things that are not replaceable.
So it's kind of like a treasure hunt, hunt for memories, basically.
Maybe we can try and help some of these people as they try and go back to their houses. Maybe we can help them restore some of the things they can't replace. And who knows, maybe we can try and help them get back their memories. One more thing, this town is known for music. And music is the heart, the spirit, and the soul of New Orleans. The thing is, these musicians, well, they've had to be scattered across the country. And a lot of them have lost everything, including their instruments. So I'm gonna try and do something about that. I'm gonna try and bring the music back to New Orleans. And maybe the sounds of horns and trumpets will actually bring the people back to New Orleans. When we come down over this bridge, we're going into the lower 9th Ward. Now, this is the area that was absolutely hit the worst. And I don't know if even we're gonna be prepared for what we see, but I think anything we can do could hopefully make some kind of a difference. Oh, wow.
Oh my God.
As I looked out the window and saw what the hurricane had done in the 9th Ward, I was in shock. I couldn't believe it.
Cars on top of houses.
Oh my God, look at the power lines, dude. The power lines are right there. This is frightening, man.
A lot of volunteers.
Lower 9th Ward release, so a lot of volunteers coming out to help. Well, that's a sign of hope right there.
But no one's here.
It's so hard to look at all of this and think that we can make a difference. It's so overwhelming.
Let's check it out, figure out what we can do, all right?
Okay.
Let's go, people. Man, there's a whole house that was there that's just gone. Those blocks were actually the foundation of a house. That was the front steps, it's just gone.
Listen. Nothing.
Nothing.
You don't hear any birds, you don't hear anything.
Nothing.
There's just no sound, there's no sounds of life.
Nope.
For what I saw on the news, you know, I thought it was gonna be bad, but when you see this in person.
I had no idea it was this bad.
Well, I think what's gonna happen down here is you're really gonna have to help out your neighbor, and you have to pitch in, and just seeing some of the volunteers show up down here, that's what's gonna take. And if we can help inspire people to do that, then let's do it, you know? Well, let's do what we can. What do you say? Yeah. Let's do it.
The sadness you feel here is overwhelming. And it's so hard to think that you can actually do something to make a difference. But it has to start somewhere.
Ty asked me to take care of this church, the First Emanuel Baptist Church. And Pastor Southall and Miss Lucy, they really need our help. Now, this was a big project, and clearly I wasn't going to be able to do it by myself. So with the help of the guys from Donahue Fevret, Sunday morning, we all gathered together outside the church, and it was time to surprise the pastor and Miss Lucy. I think we all know why we're here, okay? It's been a horrible situation with this hurricane, and this church has done nothing in the past but give back and help other people. They can't do that now. We can change that, and we can make a difference, and that's why we're all here. All right, somebody said amen. 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 Let's go do this. When you looked at it from the outside, it wasn't that bad, but water rose up and came in the back door and flooded everything. There was just nothing salvageable. How do you think people are doing? How do you think?
People are hurting.
Yeah.
When you have such devastation, it's a mountain that every day gets taller.
Obviously, they have their services, but they also take care of mothers and children. They have daycare. They feed the homeless and the hungry. And the storm actually took away the ability for them to do that.
The social services component, where we teach little girls hygiene, little boys hygiene, and teach them to go to school and do well so that they can be contributing members of the community, not the drug pushers, not the menaces of society.
Well, I'll tell you what, we're gonna help you spread that message.
If you give us an opportunity to have a place to work from, and that's what this building has served as, You give us the opportunity to continue to touch lives, to mold young people, to instill community help.
Everything is lost, everything. We have nothing here. Oh, I don't want to cry. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry.
That's okay. You've been through a lot.
A lot.
Miss Lucy is an amazing woman. Everybody should have a Miss Lucy in their life. How are you doing? Tell me.
I'm doing pretty good so far. We just found a place, my son and I, to stay, but we're gonna make it. We're gonna make it, despite anything and everything.
Miss Lucy is the youth director at the church, and she's actually a retired teacher, and her house was completely lost in the storm. So she's kind of made the church her home since Hurricane Katrina came through.
It serves so many purposes. That's why we have to have it up and running. It serves the city, serves the public, the homeless, especially for our kids too.
So Pastor Southall and Miss Lucy gave me a tour of the entire church and the daycare and the gym and the kitchen and showed me what they had and kind of what they might need.
We need to get this gym up tip-top shape, safe. Make it safe for our kids, our community, and our daycare. We needed a tip-top shape to draw the community back into the inner city. We needed tip-top shape to bring the kids off the street.
They were really reaching out. They're asking for our help to come in and fix this church up so that they can help all of these people and hopefully rebuild this city and bring people back to New Orleans. Take the week off, okay? You've done your work. You rest. Let me get to work. Let me do my thing. When you come back here in a week, you can start your work up all again. And work started immediately. In order to make this space work, we had to make some changes. The first thing I wanted to do was enclose the stage area and give the children, the babies, their very own nursery. Now, we had this whole gym area, and it was very important that we bring the learning center back in. These kids need that. They need that structure.
So this is the wall that's going to divide this huge room. This is now going to be the learning center, an awesome place where these kids can come and learn and study and turn out to be the great individuals they're destined to be. You guys got it?
Round of applause, guys. So I'm here in Gentilly, and this was Miss Lucy's neighborhood. This right here is Miss Lucy's house. Miss Lucy is somebody who gave her life and dedicated her life to children and to helping others. And it breaks my heart to know that this is what's left of her house. There's nothing. Look at this up here. This is the water line. It was over 8 feet high for like 3 weeks. It's unbelievable. And this is her house. Oh my God. This is worse than I ever expected. This is so tragic. Most of us can't imagine what it's like to lose everything, lose your home, lose all of your possessions. These are pictures, family photos, ruined. People like Miss Lucy are strong and determined, but they're gonna need our help. We have to give it to them. Miss Lucy loves her art, she loves the kids. So I'm thinking maybe I do an art project involving the kids. Something we can put back in the Learning Center so she can continue to inspire others. This is tragic. I'd seen an art project done before where you take a picture of something, cut it in half, and then the children draw what they believe the new half should be. And basically what we did is we took photographs of devastated homes and let the children sort of re-envision in their own way what these homes would be and what they could become. It's very cute, and I love all your use of color, all the bright color, the pots and the flowers. It's so good. It really touched me. Wow. These kids all had a similar vision, and it was flowers, and it was animals, it was people, it was the sun shining down. It's everything that they don't have now. All right, you guys, thank you so much.
Beautiful job.
You guys did an awesome job. Thanks. Everybody lost everything in the storm, and it was important that when we're building this daycare and this nursery, that we give them everything they need. Well, one thing they definitely needed was clothes. So I'm here to get everything we need for the daycare center, and I figured I better bring some experts with me. So, experts, you guys ready to shop? Yeah! All right, come on, let's do it!
So I called the Sears American Dream campaign, and they said you can have whatever you want.
Okay, should we get this? Okay, let's get this, and this, and this, and that. They had so much fun, those guys, picking this out. I want that, give me this, give me this. All the Winnie the Pooh, all that fun stuff. We got everything we needed for the daycare and the nursery. So we got everything we need? Yeah! All right, did anybody bring any money? They come home tomorrow. This church is almost done. But I think it's little steps like this, like rebuilding this church, that will help bring people home and help rebuild this community. The last finishing touch, they're almost done, and we can start the decorating process.
You know, other than just a little bit of touch-up painting that we have left to do, we're really ready for you guys to start moving into the gym.
No, that's awesome, because I brought some friends with me. There's been so many people, as you know, volunteering and helping out during the storms, and our friends at Southwest Airlines have been nothing but fantastic, and they're actually here today. They were awesome during the storm. They were giving people free flights in and out and taking care of people. So they came to help volunteer. And I had them put together all kinds of stuff, the cribs and the lockers and the benches.
All right.
So this is awesome. The new organ. We're bringing the music back. The new organ had been delivered.
Oh, that sounds good, man. Check this out, though.
The organ player was there. He started to play on the new organ, and he played Amazing Grace.
Amazing Grace.
It was this moment that just sort of happened. All the volunteers gathered around and began to sing, and it was pretty awesome. That song, that moment, for me, it really put into perspective why we're here this week. The church, the daycare, the nursery, the kitchen, everything was finished. So I was really excited to bring the pastor and Miss Lucy back and show them their new church.
Oh my God!
I think they were overwhelmed. The church looked beautiful. How does it feel right now, man? You're looking at your church, your congregation is here behind you.
I got a place to work. I got a place to work.
So I sent the parishioners up into the church, but I told Pastor Southall and Miss Lucy to stick with me because before they go in the church, first thing I wanted to do was show them the nursery.
Oh my God!
Oh, I never could imagine.
This is simply awesome.
Oh my God.
Well, there's a lot more to see, but I don't know if we're ever gonna get Miss Lucy out of here.
No.
We understood your commitment to the children, and that's why this room is so important.
Thank you, it is.
Now, we got a lot more to see, so let's go this way.
Oh, Lord! Oh, God!
Oh, my God!
They couldn't believe that that kitchen was theirs. I think they realized just how many people that they could serve with a kitchen like that.
We're gonna feed a whole lot of homeless people now.
Well, I'll tell you what, there's one more thing I think you'll like to see. Step through that door.
Oh my God! We'll see a pantry full of food.
All the food you see in here is from Second Harvest.
Okay.
Second Harvest Food Bank is a non-profit food bank, and what they do is they distribute food to the hungry. And they heard about Pastor Southall's efforts, and they wanted to make sure they could help. And they did. They know this church has been here for about 120 years. They have vowed to make sure that these shelves are stocked for 120 years.
No.
120 years.
I mean, 20.
You guys can continue to do what you do. Your community will never be without food.
Thanks, Second Harvest.
Thank you.
God, this is unbelievable. Whoa. We'll feed, and we'll feed.
I
I knew the Learning Center was going to be Lucy's room. I knew that that was the one that was going to touch her the most.
When he said, Miss Lucy, that's not all. And my heart was about to jump out my body. Another big surprise.
Oh my God! Oh my God!
The classroom's so amazing. It's so beautiful, so gorgeous. We have somewhere to work, truly work now.
And there's something over here, Lucy, I want to show you.
Oh my God.
This is a project we did with the children this week.
Beautiful.
So
That
we
is
got the
so
picture
beautiful.
of the house with the devastation.
Do you recognize that house?
That's my house. That's my house. That's my house.
It was very overwhelming, I think, for her to see her house. It was her house. It's just a poignant moment.
It's not sad. I'm not sad. I am very happy. And if I display myself the way I am, if they don't understand, this is joy. This is joy.
So there's more. And they went out the door of the Learning Center and into the new gym. So when Pastor Southall and Lucy saw the gym, they loved it. They knew that they could keep the kids off the street, keep them entertained, keep them focused. I think that room meant a lot to them.
I miss you. You miss Miss Lucy? Give me a hug.
So now it was time to send the pastor and Miss Lucy into the sanctuary. I sent them up the stairs, and the whole congregation was waiting for them.
To sum it all up, the church is complete, the church is whole. I'm complete. So, only thing left to do now is get to work. Help people get back on their feet.
I was asked by Michael last Sunday when he was here, come here, you can come up here. Show him some love. A lot of tension this week has been centered around the pastor. But the reality of it is, I am nothing without these people.
There's somebody here that deserves a lot of credit, and it's the guys who are from Donahue Fevret, who headed this up and did such a phenomenal job with such a great spirit and attitude. Can you guys come up here and take some credit?
Look a little different? It's been a thrill being here, a thrill working. I hope y'all enjoy it.
Thank you for doing what you do. We just made it a little easier for you.
Yes, you did.
This is a church that serves, and you guys feed, and you clothe, and you nurture. And that's why we're here this week. We're bringing New Orleans back one step at a time, and it's starting right here.
Ty sent me to St. Bernard Parish to just kind of delve in and help these people who have lost absolutely everything. And there's got to be something we can do. I turn a corner and I can't go any further because there's this huge shrimp boat in the middle of the street, and it's 6 miles from the nearest waterway. And I mean, that just shows you the devastation and how this entire area was underwater. We thought it was really important to get out there and see what we could do, how we could help in any way. I'm here in a neighborhood that is just completely demolished. I mean, there's families here, they're looking for whatever they can salvage, so hopefully I can help them out here. I pulled up to the neighborhood and saw a group of volunteers already working on the house, and all of these people were in hazmat outfits. Hi, I'm Paige from Extreme Makeover Home Edition.
Paige.
Hi, how are you?
Good.
This is your house right here?
Yes.
Yeah. I met Polly and her 2 kids, Alex and Sophie, and you know, this is just a normal family who's lost everything. I mean, this neighborhood, you can tell, was absolutely beautiful.
It was. It was a fabulous neighborhood, a great family neighborhood. That's probably the hardest loss. I think even harder than actually the house is how much community, how many neighbors we've lost.
Yeah.
So this is it.
Oh my gosh. It just hit me that this is this family's life. This is what they do on their time off. They go back to this neighborhood, they go back to the house, try to salvage anything that they can.
This is the bed where the baby pictures were, and this was the mattress they were sitting on top of. So.
Polly headed back into Sophie's room, and she said, there's just one thing I want to get in here, and it was pictures. Any pictures that we could find.
And I've tried so hard to figure out which way they would have gone. So throw that out the window.
The whole house is full of this mud and muck and plant life. You find anything?
And I don't see.
We found a lot of pictures and a lot of picture albums, but not a lot of salvageable pictures.
I'm so sorry. It's just sitting.
She was able to save some pictures from her son, but had no pictures of her daughter when she was a baby. Hey, Polly?
Yes?
Come look at these pictures. These your daughter?
Oh, yes, they are. Oh.
When you've lost everything, all you want is the memories that you had.
She's beautiful. She is. She's always been so incredibly photogenic.
I'm standing next to the person who's lost everything, and she's got a smile on her face. She finds a little picture and says, wow, this gives me hope. That's when I knew there was something we had to do. Maybe we can bring some of these back.
I hope so.
I went outside, I called Ty, I asked him for his help. Anything that we could do to help restore these photos. Hey Ty, it's Paige.
So Paige called me and told me about Polly, who, like most people in St. Bernard's Parish, had lost everything, including a lot of photos. And the ones they did have were really, really badly damaged. And she was wondering if we knew anybody who could kind of help us try and restore them. So I called up the people at HP and see if they could come down and kind of help us try and give some of these people in New Orleans some of their memories back. So I sent Paige to where the guys from HP had set up.
This is amazing.
Oh,
HP
hello.
Photo Restoration Team
That's
here.
what we are, yes.
Wow, in this kind of shell of a building. Hi,
That's
Paige.
right, Bob.
They brought this kind of souped up SUV, had tables out, scanners, cameras, computers, printers, everything that you would need to restore photos. I mean, what do you think though? I've never done photo restoration.
I think we have to pick through them. So this image is a hard one, but it's one that we can do something with. The key part is the part of the image that's important is the little girl.
You know, he looked through them. Some he said we could probably do something, some not as much, but he looked at these pictures and he had hope. And that gave me hope that we'll be able to restore these people's memories. I know there's many more people out there who need this also. So I'm gonna go find some more people. If you have the resources, I'm gonna bring you the people.
That's what we want.
Okay, thank you so much.
You bet.
Good
My
luck.
pleasure. Thanks.
Okay. Once I knew that HP was on board and they could help us, I got the word out, and before you knew it, we had a line that was going out the door. Hi, what do you have in here?
A picture of my son. He was about 4 months old.
And how old is he now?
35.
Oh. You live here in town? You coming back?
Couldn't tell which one to take, but this was one that was real important. My daughter.
Your daughter. And how old is she here?
That's the picture they took at the hospital.
Oh, so just a few hours.
That's right, but that was important to me.
Oh, wow. I was so moved by meeting these people, not only just to see their pictures and to see their memories, but to see the looks on their faces, knowing that they've lost everything. And these pictures are all they had. It is so overwhelming, and you know, you want to do so much more to help these people. And then you realize that by bringing some of these memories back, you are doing a big thing. You are doing something great. We are honored that we get to help you guys in any way that we can. I mean, you have truly, truly touched us. And HP has been here with their photo restoration team. And the best news, they are leaving the equipment that they used behind so that as you guys find more pictures and you gather more pictures, you can continue to restore them. So very, very nice of them, yes. These memories are so important to these people that I didn't just want to hand them a stack of pictures back. I wanted to make this really special for these people. I wanted to make them feel like they were walking through an art gallery. story. This time the art is them.
Yes! Who is that? That's you. Yeah, Mommy.
The look on Polly's face was just one of such happiness and such gratitude.
You know, the one thing I had no hope of, truly, was to find pictures in water. How do you find pictures in water, and how do you do anything with them? This is unbelievable.
I know, they did a great job. You look around the room and you almost sense that people are taking in a deep breath of relief. There's so many homes that were destroyed in St. Bernard Parish that we couldn't possibly come in and rebuild them all. And a photo seems like such a small gesture, yet it's giving these people hope and it's moving them in the right direction. We couldn't rebuild homes, but we can rebuild memories. And that's what we did here this week.
Music is the spirit of New Orleans. It is the soul of that city. And what a lot of people don't realize is that the music in New Orleans, it's like a language that can be lost. A lot of musicians evacuated the town, but most of them haven't even returned. And the ones that did came home to find their instruments completely ruined. So we've got to figure out a way to get the music back in the town of New Orleans. So Polly and I set out to find some musicians.
The word unbelievable comes to mind. That has happened and that it's all gone.
I ran into a girl named Keisha, who's actually a really good flute player, and has not been back to the 9th Ward since she had to evacuate before the storm hit.
This is my first time coming to this area. And I've seen pictures and I've seen videotapes, and I just couldn't watch the entire thing because it was just so depressing and so devastating.
She knew that it would never be the same again. What's the one thing you notice that you look around here? What is different?
The sound of life, just seeing people and you don't hear the music. It's abnormal and it's irregular to not see people walking up the street.
When you look around this place, it could use a little healing, couldn't it?
Yeah, a whole bunch of healing.
When you come here, man, you got to have a certain frame of mind in order to deal, you know, because I didn't ask to leave my house.
I went and met a guy by the name of Chili Groove, who's a bass guitarist down here. He just wants to make music again. Look at this.
Well, let me see if I can find that jazz bass.
It could be anywhere, man. It could be under here. It could be.
You know what? It might be up under here. Uh-oh. All right, here it is. Here it is. Easy on that. Oh. Now this is what hurts.
We found under a bundle of stuff was the neck to his 1962 bass guitar. It's his baby. It's his life. It's his livelihood. It's what makes him smile. And there was his, all covered in mud, down on the floor of his bedroom. And we never even found the body of it.
Hey, y'all see it, huh? And this is what's left of it.
It's hard when you're walking through someone's home and knowing that their livelihood has been ripped from them.
You know, it's something about the instruments that's different. You know, you could lose the material stuff like the furniture, but you know, an instrument like that,
no, I know,
can't be replaced.
The very things they use to make us happy are no longer there.
I'm trying to readjust, regroup, put this behind, you know, and get back down there.
Right.
You Craig?
I'm Craig. Hey, man. Hey, man.
I heard about Craig Klein. He's a musician who runs an outfit called the Wrecking Crew.
And they're a group of musicians that have come together to help clean up New Orleans.
They call themselves the Wrecking Crew because the first house they worked on, I think, was Craig's house, which is in Araby. It's an area of New Orleans.
These guys are all just volunteering their time?
Yeah, just volunteering. That's all, you know. It's just sort of a grassroots thing. All of this stuff was in here just a couple hours ago. We still have a long way to go.
Yeah, I can see that.
A long way. There's so many houses that still have stuff in it that hadn't even been taken out yet.
Man.
You know, 6 months later.
And of course, they didn't have any money. All they had was their time and their heart and their dedication to help one another.
So let me meet the crew. Who are these guys? Where'd you lose?
Well, 5 trumpets.
5 trumpets?
5 different types of trumpets.
This is the owner of the house here. Okay, Larry Baptiste.
Larry is a legend in New Orleans. He's a drummer.
So you used to live here?
I used to live here.
You still do in a way?
Well, we're gonna try to get back here.
He really walks me through what, you know, happened to his house and what he lost.
Everything was here. In my drumming clothes, drums, everything was in here. And the water was up to the top.
What's crazy is he shows me this tuxedo shirt that he was about to wear to a gig that night. His wife called him and said, you need to forget about the gig. You need to get out of town. It's bad. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. This was the shirt you were gonna wear to the gig?
And that's the water line on it, right?
You're not joking. Wow. And that's the coat you were gonna wear?
Well, let's go right there.
Well, I guess you didn't quite make that gig.
Nope.
The main thing right now is just to get as many musicians back as fast as we can, get the music in the street, in these neighborhoods. Around here at night, it's dark. There's nobody living here. We need help, we need a lot of help.
They're telling me, what it's like to do this.
The tradition here is you help everybody, immediately, anybody.
I can see that, man. So there is definitely a spirit in New Orleans that doesn't look like it'll ever die.
Can't flood that spirit,
They're just determined to bring the city back to what it was.
If we can replace some of these instruments that these guys lost, then we can start a healing process.
I wanted to make sure that these guys got something they needed. I got in touch with Music Rising, which is a charity dedicated to Gulf Coast musicians. And sure enough, man, the Gibson bus pulls up, That thing was stock full. If there was a musical instrument out there, it was on that bus. Let's start handing out some instruments.
You got it.
All right. Let's do it. Hey, thanks for coming, man.
How are you?
Thanks for being here.
Thanks for coming.
Thanks a lot. It's gonna be awesome.
We get to a place called the Howlin' Wolf, which is a little club down in New Orleans where a lot of musicians play music.
So I got in touch with all these different musicians, and I said, I'm actually having kind of a jam over at the Howlin' Wolf. I tell you what, man, it is great to see the spirit of New Orleans alive out there tonight, man. And this week has been pretty incredible. We've seen a lot, and I know a lot of you guys out there lost everything. We're hoping tonight we can put some smiles on some faces because, well, the one thing we do have a room full of is incredible musicians who need instruments. So guess what? We're handing out instruments and we're bringing the music back. So let's hand out some instruments. What do you say?
And we all gathered around and we started passing out some instruments.
Reginald Stewart!
Greater New Orleans Youth Orchestra.
Dr. Michael White!
So we had every type of instrument. We had flutes and violins and guitars and keyboards.
Whatever we had off that bus was going out to the musicians of New Orleans.
I got a keyboard for Jimmy Brown!
Bryce Miller!
Bryce Miller!
How's that feel? Great, man. Thank you guys so much. I really need it.
It was so cool to see these artists, these musicians, finally have an instrument in their hand again.
They were elated. They were so happy.
Cannon! Cannon! Is this fun?
It's just a drop in the bucket. But for the first time in a long time, you really saw some hope and some fun spirit back. I gotta tell you guys about some folks I met this week, man, that these guys, pretty incredible. Some of them are musicians, some of them just love the town of New Orleans. But these guys, they just pitched in and started making a difference. So I gotta introduce some of these guys to you because they're right here in the band, some of them. So Craig Klein, come on up here, man. Craig had no idea that this was going to happen, and so we called him up, and then Bob Ezrin from Music Rising and Henry Juskowitz from Gibson came up and had a surprise for the guys from ARB Wrecking Crew.
There's something very special happening here tonight. The spirit that's coming back to New Orleans, led by musicians and people who care. And so, in addition to musical instruments, we have a check for $50,000 from the Gibson Foundation.
They presented Craig with a check for $50,000 so that he and his organization can use it to help rebuild houses and help communities.
You guys have got the talent, you got the skills, you got the spirit, and now you guys have got the instruments. So let's bring the music back, right? So what do you say? Let's have some music!
Put an instrument in a musician's hand and they're gonna play it, and that's exactly what happened.
It was time to stomp your foot and just feel the heat.
It was so cool to just hear music playing. I mean, to be around all these people smiling, playing their instruments, having a good time.
You could hear that music loud and clear, and what I heard was that the spirit of New Orleans is definitely not going to die.